All right, it's Tuesday, November 8th. This is a SPY recap, and you can see on the daily chart today, we had another two-up day that moved up a little bit, had a little volatility and closed almost neutral from its opening, and we still haven't reached our target. After we had a two-up day here 3 days ago, we're looking to broaden out above this big red bar high on the daily chart. If we get up there, that might trigger the monthly chart turning green, which happens here at this purple line. But if we fail, then we could end up moving lower. Let's say we get some kind of two down day. You can see a pivot machine gun here forming on the downside. So any failure at this point to reach its target and heading two down in some form starts to look promising on the sell side, and we should hit this target. And then once we hit that target, we'll see on the weekly chart if we can get below the weekly open and turn that red and head lower. Again, on the weekly chart here, after broadening lower last week, we're just inside of this week so far. So these first 2 days really aren't too significant in terms of where price goes next. But internally, if we could fail to reach our target after 3 days now of trying to get there and head lower, that could be a pretty interesting sign. And again, this yellow line here, if we do head down here and take out these lows and then reach our next target, which is these lows, this yellow line turns the quarterly chart and the big picture chart red as well. So, one little two down day here could start triggering a first target, a second target, and then a bigger picture move to broaden out this whole area that big to the downside. So we'll see if that happens. But anyway, so today, just looking at the actual price action, the pre-market range was between these blue lines. We had a classic red to green move to start the day, stayed above the midpoint of the prior day, started down red, didn't really follow through, green bar to the upside, and you had the nice morning move to the upside. And this is why in most of my trades, I'm just looking to take that first move profit, and that's it. Many times, if on a good directional day, you get an orderly pause and then a second move up. If you don't have a good directional day, sometimes that's all you get in terms of the first move of the day, and then you just consolidate all day long. In this case, we paused here and obviously failed on the upside after about an hour and a half, and then had the big red bar. When you see that big red bar at that point, you're not getting really an orderly pullback to test those highs again. As it turns out, after a pause, you came down and took out the intraday lows, but never quite reached the halfway point of yesterday, this green line, before price really, in a volatile fashion, then moved up near the, up strong again, but then kind of closed overall neutral on the day. So tomorrow's an important day in terms of possibly reversing this trend here to the downside. We'll look at pre-opening action. We'll see if we can get below this halfway point of this bar and start a two down, look for opening price action to start maybe forming a two down bar, and that could be, significant in terms of some of the, targets down below. But until then, we're still trying to reach that target up here, but it's looking, it's grinding up there. You can see there's not really any strong green action happening, and we're just, time is now taking over that we're not reaching the target. So anytime you don't reach a target that you expect, you have to really, you have to, in my opinion, get aggressive going the other way just to see if, because then you have other targets in play that are more likely to be hit. So we'll see what happens tomorrow.